Bloodywood just put on one of the most enjoyable live shows I have seen at the Kentish Town Forum in London. It was the final gig of their headline tour of Europe and the UK. I'd seen them once before, a couple of years back at Download Festival, really enjoyed that, but I was so intrigued to see what they'd be like in their own show with all of their fans under one roof, and it did not disappoint. Now, before I get into how that live set was for them, couple short words about the opening bands. The very first band on of the night was an Indian metal band by the name of Demonic Resurrection. Caught the end of their set, and it was very impressively done. For the genre that they're in, which is metal, it's a little bit more on the classic sort of metal side of things than what I'm enjoying, myself personally. I'm more into the new metal side of things that Bloodywood create, but they did a fantastic job. Clearly went down really well with the crowd. Huge crowd for them already. It was busy right from the off. And so, wonderful to see them. And it turns out, having interviewed Karen from Bloodywood just before the gig, that Demonic Resurrection were one of the inspirations for Bloodywood forming and making the music that they did. So it was really cool for Bloodywood to have kind of paid that forward, or backwards, I guess, if you go back in time to that, by having them open them on this tour. So that was a very cool thing. And then the main support for the night was Calva Louise, a band that I've heard a couple of songs here and there as I've done kind of reactions to them on Twitch. And I've enjoyed what I've heard thus far. There's tons of potential. Their music videos are really cool. All the kind of CGI effects and things. But it didn't completely click for me until I saw them live at this show. It was brilliant. The vocals from Jess, the main vocalist there, who also plays guitar and keyboard, were fantastic live. They really cut through. Excellent melodic singing, but also the kind of unusual scream vocal she has really suit in a live context. And I was very impressed by the show and thoroughly enjoyed it. Also enjoyed these moments, which completely surprised me, when she pulls out the keyboard. She's got a keyboard she'll lean over to and play as she's singing here and there. And sometimes she'll pull a different one out from underneath, play that, and then fold that back up during the live performance. It was very competent. It was very interesting. It was very professional. And it was grabby. It was very entertaining. It was a really good show by them. And found out later on, as I was able to chat to Jess after the gig, she does the CGI for the music videos. That blew my fucking mind. She just learned to do that. She's like, well, we don't have the budget, so I'll just figure out how to do this. Make some really interesting stuff there. Lovely human being. Great band. I'm definitely keen to hear more of their recordings now that I have the context of the band a little bit more from seeing their live performance. But they did an excellent job and seemed to go down well with the crowd as well. But the band that everyone was here really to see was Bloodywood. This wonderful infusion of Indian culture and music into the metal universe that is so seamlessly done. And it's also, as I was alluding to earlier, it's the new metal universe. There's a great groove throughout all of it. There's rap vocals within it. There's big, powerful choruses. There's chant-along, shout-along moments. It's fucking phenomenal. And I was so stoked about seeing them at their own gig like we did in London here. And man, it did not disappoint. So much energy from start to finish, all of them bouncing and headbanging in unison. It felt really energetic from start to finish. The crowd was basically one big jumping mosh pit for like the entire set. The music itself lends to an energetic response from the crowd. People were shouting and chanting Bloodywood consistently every other song. It was a really powerful, supportive, mutual moment from the band and the audience. Like, everyone is delighted for everyone else to be here and enjoy this stuff. There is something powerful about the combination of the positive energy that you get from the grooves and the guitar riffs in particular, and the extra percussion and the drums, and lyrically, message-wise, in between different songs and as they lead into songs, there's positivity within that. There's unity, there's hope, there's spurring on and optimism despite the challenges in the world and all the obstacles we might face. It's one of those powerful moments that stays with you. And also it helps that the music just absolutely bangs. It's so good. And I was lucky enough to be at the front, as you'll probably see from some of this footage that adding with this review. And normally I'm there filming some footage and enjoying bands, and this is really cool. For Bloodywood, you won't see it in the footage, but I'm just beaming. Like, it just brought me intense joy how much pleasure they were getting from performing, and the crowd as well, and just the delightful visual energy and everything about it was unbelievably positive and enjoyable. The whole fucking way through. Couldn't be happier for this band. They all seem incredibly nice. I had a quick moment at the end of the gig to chat to Raul, which was a delight. What a lovely human being he was. And I also interviewed Karen before the gig, and that interview will be on the channel at some point in the next couple of weeks, I think. So make sure you're subscribed to this channel so you don't miss that interview. He was such a wonderful, thoughtful, lovely, and kind individual, and had really interesting answers to some of the questions I had about their music and how they kind of craft that, and the intentions behind the band and all things in between there. So that's well worth a watch. That was a really, really fascinating conversation. And they seem so wholesome and so grateful. And when I was asking, how did they manage to get to the point that they are there other Indian metal bands of their nature? And they said that there are, and they just got lucky. And I just don't think it is about luck. Watching them perform, hearing the songs, and hearing how they translate live as well, especially the new ones off the New Delhi album, that's not luck. That is skill, that is talent, that is brilliance. And I really think, we were watching that show, that's the last time we'll see them playing a venue of that size. They are just getting bigger and bigger and bigger because the skill and talent is there. The songwriting is there. The performance is absolutely there. They also brought out some cool pyro moments. We had these like sprinklings of embers from the ceiling. There were some smoke things. Next time round, I'm sure they're going to bring even more. Like, it's a good show. It is well delivered, but the energy that it injects you with as you leave that venue is priceless. It's an incredible, wonderful thing. It's the power of music, and heavy music as well. I just think it's one of the greatest things in the world. And it was an absolute joy to be able to witness and experience that wonderful live set from Bloodywood. They're phenomenal. They're absolutely phenomenal. If you get the chance, if they're playing anywhere near you, go see them. There's no reason not to, honestly. It's just a joyous experience. And yeah, it filled me with absolute delight from start to finish. What a wonderful band. What a wonderful show. They're going to be huge. I mean, they're already pretty huge, to be fair. You know, they just did a song with Baby Metal, for fuck's sake. But they're going to be astronomical. They're on a bit of a rocket ship, and I'm delighted for them. Totally well earned. The music's great. The performance is good. What more could you ask for? Yeah, that experience will stay with me for quite some time. Happily, there are other gigs and festivals coming up soon this year, which I'll 100% be making review videos like this for. So make sure you're subscribed to this channel if you want to keep in touch with other gigs and concert experiences I have in future. The next one I'm due to have is Bill Murray playing in London, which at the same venue, in fact, Kentish Town Forum. So all being well, I'll be going to that. I'll definitely recap that one for the channel as well. Thank you for watching this. Hope you have a wonderful day. Maybe I'll see you in another one of these videos very soon.